Hey, sorry about that. Welcome to Tuesday Night D&D with DM Kalsto.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hopefully everyone's had a good week so far. As a quick reminder before we get too far, we will be off on this game at least this coming Friday and next Tuesday while I'm out of town. Then we'll be back on our normal schedule. So I don't know if anyone will do anything else, but other than that, we won't be running this campaign for the moment. Other than that, we'll get right back into where we had left off. So you guys had entered Misfit's hometown of Lenore. Had kind of met around with a couple of the people, figuring out what situation was going on, learning about the raids from these same creatures seemingly you encountered on the way here with the dwarf. Couple of you met, actually only one of you met a very interesting creature as you got very curious and teleported into a small green creature's room before being beaten with a stick and quickly teleporting back away.
Yeah, he won that fight.
Next time though, next time. Hiding the wagon you guys had with the stolen gold inadvertently, totally, you guys were innocent of that. That just happened to be in there when you stole it for the horses in the wagon. You had looked at a few things to do, had spent your own time going around. Vel and Misfit both spending time going to that very large tree. Misfit discovering that this had been his aunt saving his, not actual sister, but kind of like an adoptive brand new little sister. As you kind of had a wrap up and felt better knowing that while your aunt was no longer in her furbolg form, she was still alive as a tree. You guys kind of collected together, trying to decide what to do. Got attacked by apparently one of these vampires that was hunting you for a totally different reason. And more or less decided upon going towards Misfit's home to find out more about this girl who went missing. Hoping for the best, you guys take your rest. And I believe, did anyone have anything they were finishing that night, or are we waking up to a fresh day?
Weren't we already past that and we were taking floating horses to ride up the mountain to the hag?
I remember we casted on our floating horses, but did we actually move anything with the horses? Oh, because we put the gold out, right?
Did we actually abandon the gold?
I thought we put the gold out and let the dragon watch it, or did we leave the wagon?
So we're leaving the wagon.
Gotcha. So it's Nobil, Saphira watching the gold, and then you guys are just taking the 4 flying horses.
Yeah, I said last week that Serena was going to put some of the gold in her bag, but
3 bars, right?
She's not going to do that.
If they're 27 pounds each, no.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to take whatever you wish to take.
She has the space, but she doesn't want to risk weird detection.
In their current form, they can be not necessarily they have detection. I think you've cast magical kind of scans on it, so to speak. However, in its current form, it is very recognizable as to where it came from. There are ways around that, but unfortunately, in your current position, not so much.
Well, that's not a problem. If she's confident that it can't be detected, then yeah, she'll pocket some of it, just as a little bit of collateral should a certain dwarf decide to run off with it.
I will clarify, and this does depend on which one of you is where at what times when things could happen. While the gold itself is not enchanted, there are various means of divination that could perhaps find the gold, depending which ones of you are near to the gold or not. So keep that in mind.
That's kind of more what she's worried about.
Yeah, so don't take any.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't take any. I'll keep it safe.
Isn't the hint there that if you are out of range, Serena, that they can detect the gold, but if you're in range, they can't?
Yep. Let's go.
Like I said, it just depends on who's looking for you. And what's looking for you. Some of you are good at avoiding certain types of detection, and some of you are good at finding other types of detection that spreads to your group mates. You have 4 horses, a mountain, and a little girl to find. If that is what you wish to do. You do have other goals here as well, but this is what you had decided upon at the end of last session.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna help Bluebird. My inventory is being weird. For some reason, it has generated extra lines that I can't get rid of.
All right, so what will it be? And who's on which horses, by the way? I believe
Marius and Serena were sharing a horse.
feasible.
Ari and Amelia is already staying behind. If
How
Ari
many
was going, I believe Amelia. She was on Amelia's horse.
I want to say that Amy and Amelia or Amy and Ari were sharing a horse last week.
Yeah, that's what's said.
Good with that.
I don't think you left the other little child behind. You can, but I don't think you did.
Wait,
And then,
other little child.
Why are we bringing a little child into danger?
well, I was going to say other little dragon, and then I remembered I was just going to say child. Because Saphira is already guarding the gold too. So right now it's
okay.
Nobel and Saphira. So if you left Saphira and Ari, I'm not making any promises.
I don't believe it was our idea to bring Ari. I believe.
Up to you.
I don't remember though.
Well, I guess it's more so it's up to Amy
She has kind of brought herself.
and Misfit.
It's more dangerous. Probably be not good to bring a child with us.
Are you having this conversation in front of her?
Yes.
Kind of like looks over at you. I'm more than capable of helping.
Are you capable of keeping yourself safe while helping?
Most of the time. Besides, if anything bad happens, Bram will keep an eye on me.
You got it.
Aptly timed effort. See, even he
I'm not
agrees.
going to say she can't come. I'm just bringing it up.
Ari, how about you stay here and make sure that our little friend does not get into any trouble?
Guys, I would like to remind you guys that it's when we take our eyes off of people that they tend to get in trouble. I think if she's with us, she's probably safer. Also, I feel kind of responsible, so
All right.
Definitely not bringing it up that she followed me.
So I can come?
Looks like.
Just be very careful. We're going to be close to a Hagwoods, and if they find you there, you know who might find out that you're not there very quickly.
But better than finding out that I'm not there, but I'm here, but I'm not with you. Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm not the one who's going to get in trouble. I'm just pointing that out. So be extra sneaky.
I think it's best someone with my kind of wisdom comes along and keeps you out of trouble.
Kind of chuckles, and we'll climb up onto a horse.
Besides, it's like they always say, it's all about the perspective.
we don't say that word around here.
No, different team.
Okay, Amy, Ari,
Yes.
Serena,
Last.
Marius, me, Vel.
Mm-hmm. That's your 4 horses. And then obviously
rad.
Bram can fly. All right, are we flying? I think we confirm we're going to your normal house, not the high mountain house.
Mm-hmm. Check that first.
Sure. It's actually not too bad. Here-ish somewhere. You could probably get there. How fast do the horses fly?
I have no idea. How fast do the horses fly?
Did we cast fly on them, or what did we do to make them
No,
fly?
we use the ocarina.
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Techno. One of you, and I'll let Techno pick, can roll a persuasion check.
Amy.
You are aware my persuasion is not the greatest, but okay.
You are the only other charisma caster here. Although, might need something higher, a little higher than a 2.
Okay. So they currently fly 65 feet.
I completely spaced on the fact that Marius was Warlock.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking
Okay.
about? He's just a learned man who has some health problems, but is currently feeling slightly better.
This is Vel erasure.
Yeah, I mean, every single one of you has some sort of like charisma casting class, except for Misfit. If I
Alright, well, look, she's also a bard.
Okay, so I would say it would probably take you. I'm gonna say it's gonna take you like 3 hours to get there, but it's
Okay.
very easy. There's not like a lot of wind or anything. You can see a lot of the damage from where like the earthquake and the rock slides were. You know, everything still looks alive. Nothing looks like it's been like devastated, but the landscape itself has been greatly shifted.
That would be such an matter for that.
However, as you approach ever closer to Misfit's home, you see a familiar dark shadow over the mountain. So this is the mid mountain, and then there is a higher mountain where they have a home for like the summer months. And you just see this large dark forest, maybe a mile, if not less, from where Misfit's house resides. You guys kind of slowly glide through, viewing the presence, and some of you having memories, some of you seeing this for the first time as you land out in front of Misfit and Tallulah cabin.
You just live next to like an orb of darkness, huh?
Yeah, it really wouldn't feel like home if there wasn't scary, ominous woods in the distance.
I think the orb is gone. It's the dark forest that's ominous.
Oh, okay.
Spooky.
All right, you're home.
I'm gonna cast locate creature.
Sure. On Bluebird?
Yes.
Does it work on people? I believe it does. I think it's one of those weird ones where it says creature, but it
Grab
does.
or name a creature that is familiar to do. Sense direction within 1,000 feet. I'm just checking if she's here or not.
It should work. Within 1,000 feet, you say?
Yes.
Go to cast a spell. You find no purchase.
Okay.
I should also do the sensible thing, and while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to link us all up.
Testing. 1, 2.
Actually, instead of that one,
I'm gonna go for a locate object. That's cheaper, and the range is the range isn't further, but it is cheaper. So I would have scryed on her. Did she have like a favorite knife or something?
Not that you really remember. You didn't get to spend too much time with her. You knew she liked to draw. She liked to cook. Very fast. Pretty decent fighter. Was good with like some illusion type abilities. Yeah, other than that, fairly young. You guys beat her fairly easily and killed her father and uncle.
Oops.
To be fair, they did try and kill us too.
True. This is how the world works, and then you steal their children.
Adopted.
You adopt a lot of children, guys.
Well, stop giving them to us.
We
Oh,
adopt a lot
there
of
is
these
the world.
orphaned children.
There are these strange stray children in the woods. We can't just leave them there.
I'm gonna have to put the Skyrim coding on all the children.
Boss, you okay if I go inside and look around?
Yeah. Go
Okay,
for it.
I'm gonna just look for signs of a struggle or something.
Come with you.
Do you open the
I'll
front door?
give her aid.
Yep.
You go to- I love how paranoid you guys get. It always,
I just opened the front door.
I don't even have to try after this many years. Okay, so you go to push up the front door. It creaks, but it opens up without issue, and you see a very cozy looking home. However, quite dusty, filled with cobwebs, some bits of moldy food from where things were left. Some of it's still good, just depending on what type of food it was. Yeah, it looks just like a quaint little house, but no one's been here in some time. However, roll an investigation check. Yeah. About
It
it.
was with advantage because Serena was there giving you aid.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
one more then.
Splendid.
Did not help.
Well,
I'm gonna start calling for Daisy outside.
roll an animal handling check. The total opposite. So you see these two just kind of fumbling around the house looking for things. Don't really discover much of anything. You're a little too distracted. Serena's at least been here before. Vel, you've never been here though, so you're kind of like taking the turns, making sure nothing's there. And then meanwhile, you watch Misfit kind of just walks out a little bit from the front door and is quack, quack, quack. And off in the distance here, quack, quack, quack. And you see this duck flying towards the house off in the distance. And then we'll slowly land in like a water basin outside the house.
Oh, Daisy, I'm so glad you're still okay. Okay.
Jason
Have you
said yes.
seen? Have you seen Bluebird? What happened to her?
Wish I could said yes. More or less what you get from her conveying to you after about 5 minutes. It seems that she had been here with two men, but they left.
Okay. Do you know where they went?
She kind of looks and then she points her head, kind of like eastish.
They didn't go up the mountain, did they?
She just kind of like duck shrugs.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Daisy up and just start walking around. I'll walk inside the house.
Daisy will also mention roll a d100.
$58.
Daisy does mention that they flew down to the house and they'd landed on these creatures. But then the creatures had kind of disappeared, and then they had moved off on foot.
Okay.
What kind of describes them? Some you can identify, some you can't. Killing these smalls. Let's do it the easy way. It's technically. Nope, that's not what I meant to click. There you go.
Ugh.
Yeah, so she'll kind of describe these creatures to you.
Well, that's a little scary.
They each had their own. And then the bigger one had the little girl.
What did the humanoids look like? Were they tieflings? Do they have horns?
She describes humanoid tieflings, dark black skin, silver hair.
Yeah, the twins. Okay, well, sounds like they went up the mountain, probably.
She will mention, just because they've happened a little while ago, they will mention the little one went inside the house.
Maybe she left a clue.
No, the littler brother.
Oh,
One is more buff and one is more dexterous.
okay. Maybe he left a trap. Oh no.
You're like, there might be a clue. Oh wait, which one? No, don't.
Okay, wait. Maybe there's like a ransom note or something. Let's go check the house.
You see, like, Val looking through cupboards, Serena staring at the table.
I walk in holding a duck.
Mister, I don't suppose you know how old this mold is.
Based on the relative size and color, I would say about 38 days.
Hmm. That's a lot older than would be helpful.
Why do you ask?
Yeah, I was wondering if this was here before she was abducted or after. Because if it was before, then they may not have been here. Who's your friend?
This is Daisy.
Oh.
She is my my close friend and comrade.
Nods head.
Well, I don't suppose she's seen anything.
Yeah, she said she saw the twins that we were warned about, the tiefling twins. They took her up the mountain. Or east.
Great. That certainly complicates things. Means we're probably going to have to engage them.
I mean, we kind of figured we would, sooner or later.
Did they have any friends?
Some big gross monsters, yeah.
Big gross monsters. What do they look like?
I'll describe what Daisy explained to me.
They kind of look like this. I'll just share with all of you anyways. They're not necessarily what these are, but for the image sake, we'll steal the image.
Serena thinks. Is she familiar with any creature like that?
Not specifically.
Can't say I'm familiar with them. The sister had drow, so we should be wary of drow as well.
Yeah, Daisy said the little one came in here. So maybe he left something. Did you guys find anything?
I
Not
can't
yet.
say I have.
Okay. I'll help you guys take a look around. I'm gonna
Alright.
shape into wolf form,
Sure.
and I'm gonna see if I can pick up any scents.
Sure. We're just rolling a perception check with advantage for a scent-based search. Yeah, it's actually fairly easy. You immediately pick up on some unfamiliar, maybe slightly familiar scents, but a very more familiar scent of bluebird. And you see, like hanging up on like one of the supporting posts of this structure, there's like an envelope that has like a dagger stabbed into it with writing on the front of it that they just apparently walked all around.
Gamers don't look up.
Yeah, pretty much. On the front of it, Misfit, roll an intelligence check.
Bam.
That's not bad. Dead boxes.
Sorry, what? Dead boxes?
It's addressed to dead boxes.
Oh. I don't know who that is.
Is that a thieves' cant thing?
Would you like to take a look at it?
Yes.
You know how to read well, right?
Yeah.
It says dead foxes.
Oh.
Just got like a
no,
letter to it.
no.
Oh.
Misfit. That's an F.
Oh, I always get those ones mixed up.
They do look very similar, to be fair.
Do they?
I mean, you could if you added a little bit more, if you got bored, or if you got a little bit of curvy. I mean, it's justifiable for Misfit, okay?
Did
Serena's
this guy write in cursive on purpose?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Serena's gonna cast a detect magic.
Sure. What's the radius to detect magic again? Remind me.
30 feet.
Sure. And if it's going through wood,
I believe it has
not
to be
saying.
like. I think it's. I want to say a
double
foot
check.
of wood.
Because if there were like wood with,
How much wood would it take to block a magic aura?
yeah, just out of curiosity, totally random curiosity.
3 feet of wood.
Is it
3 feet of
or
wood.
3 feet of dirt? Oh yeah,
All
3
right.
feet of wood or dirt.
So I will say, while you cast detect magic, you sense nothing on this envelope. Really nothing around other than you guys yourselves. However, you get kind of this aura coming through one of the lower panels on the wall off to the right.
She kind of narrows her eyes and squints at the envelope. Then kind of just turns her head, looking directly at that as she makes her way over, and is going to be cautious for any kind of tripwires or pressure plates along the way.
Sure. Just roll an investigation check as you search and see if you can find a way to access this at the same time.
Places her hand up against the wood.
You don't see any traps. You can kind of see through where the light's emanating through. There does appear to be like some sort of almost like a milk carton, like a milk bottle container, like what you would get dropped on your porch back in the day. But not as tall and much wider. And it looks like there's bottles inside of it, and all of the bottles are kind of glowing.
What is this? She pulls it out.
Oh, well, you can't get through the wood. You just can
okay.
kind of see it at this point. You're not sure how this goes through. I mean, there's the obvious way, but you don't see a way to like kind of open this up.
Hey, fella, come here.
All right.
There's a secret compartment right here.
All right. I pull out my crowbar, I wedge it into the wall, and I get ready to just stomp on it.
Dude, my house!
Not even gonna look for the mechanism?
It takes so much more time.
Am I aware of any secret compartments over there?
You could roll an investigation check before he smashes it. Up to you. You look open the bell. Smash it open.
And I
Alright.
guess nobody lives here anymore, but it still doesn't feel super great.
Well, that's a totally different issue. Just see if you can get to it.
Do you want me to try to find the latch?
You don't have to.
You never know when a secret compartment may come in handy.
Well, it
Plus,
didn't
we
really
know
have
about it in
these.
Well,
Fine.
Well, you kind of go over and look at it. And it's interesting. You kind of notice it after a little bit of time. It's not secured by like any specific security mechanism or anything. Like there's no hidden buttons. You look and on the bottom portion of it, you see this little piece of wood kind of like stuck into part of how this thing is framed up at the bottom. And it seems to be the only thing that moves. And you slowly remove this one piece of wood, and then the whole panel begins to be able to slide.
The carpenter's compartment.
Yeah.
Well
So you
done.
slide over. It's probably like a 3 foot by 3 foot door. They're furbolgs. They're kind of large. But yeah, it seems to be like a container of potions.
Are they labeled?
Nope, they look really, really old.
Mm,
do they have a stopper?
Yeah, they all have stoppers. They're all in there, but they have no labels of any kind.
Kind of picks one up, scrolls it a little bit.
Mhm.
What color do they seem to be?
They're all different colors.
Well, I think we found your mother's or your aunt's hidden potion supply. They still have magic from all of them, but I
Oh,
have no idea what they're going to do.
I never knew that was there.
Also, behind that, there is a small container, like a tin.
So go ahead and take that out.
You pull it out. It is a tin of cookies.
She opens the
This
box.
one is less dusty. You open it up, it's like half eaten. Misfit, do you see this?
yes. I assume I'm looking over there at this point.
You see this tin of cookies get pulled out.
Oh.
We will never let you keep cookies in the house.
Is it one big half-eaten cookie, or is there
No,
a
it's
lot
just
of?
like a bunch of smaller cookies. Almost like a little container of butter cookies, except inside the container there's not sewing needles and supplies.
She'll take one out, close the tin, toss it over to Misfit.
I snap it up immediately.
It's very, very stale and old. But you eat it. It's got like a little bit more of a chalky consistency than maybe it should. But it hasn't spoiled. It's not rancid.
Tastes like old lady cookies should.
Is
Indeed.
that a good thing or a bad thing?
Vel just said what I was laughing about.
Oh, right. That note for the child that was kidnapped. We should probably get back to that. I don't have thumbs to open it. Can someone else read this?
yeah.
You gotta
Sure,
open
you
it
got
up.
eyes, right?
Check for poison powder before you just open it.
Oh my god, fine.
That paranoid?
We're dealing with drow. You can never be too paranoid.
They're not drow, they're tieflings.
Well, they have drow in their employ.
You look, it doesn't appear to be anything. You open it up though, there is a letter and a small bundle of blue hair.
I'll hold that blue hair down to Misfit so he can start sniffing it. And
This is
I'll read the
definitely
letter.
it's
Wait.
definitely Bluebear's hair. Or Bluebird's hair. You open the letter and basically it's a ransom note
Mhm.
saying that if you would like to see her again, you will bring the shard, Dragon's Rest.
What's
Is that-
Dragon's Rest?
Misfit, roll a history check. Don't recall. Doesn't sound familiar. Must just be a cool name.
It's on the tip of my nose. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, that certainly poses a bit of a problem. Well, I suppose Plan B. How strong is their scent, Misfit? Is it something recent, or are they days out?
That is a good question.
From your Daisy intelligence, you would know they were probably here within the last day or two.
Oh, okay. They did leave on foot. We could potentially track them that way.
We might be able to catch them before wherever they get to. If they get to this Dragon's Rest, then they're definitely going to have an ambush ready. I think that's our best plan.
While we are reading the note and conversing, I am going to ask my magic broom very nicely to start cleaning up in here.
Sure. Roll an Arcana check, Misfit. You ask it to start cleaning, you kind of set it to the side, and it just floats up into a side to side position and hovers.
No, the other way.
We got to go.
You just see Misfit talking to this flying broom at the moment. Roll an Arcana check as you try to
House
tell
is
this
in
bird to do something
shambles,
different.
and you're messing around.
It just floats.
Okay, you know what? We'll try again next time.
It just remains floating.
I'm gonna grab it out of the air.
Sure. As you grab it, it just kind of stops floating.
Serena heads outside and hops up onto one of the horses. Hops up
I'm
into
going
the-
to start trying to track them.
Actually, I guess she'll hop up onto Misfit's horse. Since, well, we'll need to help guide that one. Alright, everyone, let's go.
Does anyone else happen to know where Dragon's Rest is?
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
Oh, actually, I've never been here. Do what I
don't
know
think-
through my studies.
Roll a history check just to see. Can't think of anything that rings a bell. There's a lot of things that are like dragon something. Dragon Claw is a good example. Ari's home from campaign 1. So lots of things that could be familiar, but nothing specifically for Dragon's Rest.
As in, Serena's never heard of it either.
And did you bring your small child or did you leave your small child?
I think we brought this one.
Was that the end consensus?
Yeah.
Yes.
She brought herself more accurately.
Just kind of sit there. Does anyone have a map?
Yeah. Pull it out.
Sure. You just watch as she spreads it out, and her eyes glow blue. Oh, I see. I think that's just a mispronunciation. I think that means Dragon's Graveyard.
Okay.
And
what's
then
that?
you watch as her finger slides down the Karis map into a dark region. Spooky caves.
Oh.
Guys.
If you're looking at the Karis map itself, here, let me drop it. Get rid of our old last week's notes.
Then they're going that way.
More or less where she marks. Somewhere like right. Yeah, I remember reading about that one. Some sort of old dragon died there. The body's still there. Some people say it's cursed, so no one dares to touch it. I think it's just a pretty cool way to not have someone steal your body. I do like how there's just a massive amount of blood covering Lenore.
Well, the most efficient way from here would be down the hill, down the mountain, to the road, across, and then make their way through the forest. They wouldn't be able to use carts or anything. So their travels would be slow, especially carrying a prisoner. We may be able to intercept them along the way.
They have a day head start on us.
A day or two.
Okay. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
We go rescue Bluebird, and then we take the eastern coast up to Varden and meet up with this Quaid guy.
That sounds like a plan. We should be able to hurry back down and catch and catch up to my friend.
This is gonna be so awesome.
Looking at the road here, how far would 2 days be approximately?
As far as you know, there's no roads that go through there. So that's all trekking through the woods. You wouldn't be able to take your cart. You can fly over it, obviously.
The dotted line there isn't a road?
The dotted line is a road, but there's no road going south. So everything basically from the line south would be road.
Mm-hmm. Now, the big gamble here is they may have taken the road down to Heronford and then gone up. Or taken the road east toward Florin and then gone south. To have a cart, that would be the most likely route.
However, this does also pose one unfortunate obstacle to your to-do list. Circumventing through this cuts off lowly MIA guildmaster.
Hmm?
Colin. You could always make it your way back, but on your current course, you would move south, then all the way to the northern side of the island, and then have to come all the way back south. Although I guess one could book passage on a boat in Bayside or Dilbin at the top right, maybe even Tharbad. Who knows? Or who knows? Maybe you can find your pirates. Put up
No,
to you on how you
I
want to deal
think
with it.
I think that's an interesting plan. I think we go rescue Bluebird, then we go up, then we hit Varden, and then we go to Stillben. We save Zoop Group if they're still in prison or whatever, and then we can charter a boat to Monaco.
You want to
You-
raid an Arcanum prison?
Was it Arcanum?
I'm not okay with
No.
that.
That's an Arcanum prison.
Okay.
Where?
Serena's assuming Arcanum.
Which one?
The Zupen group being captured. in
No,
Stillben.
they're held at the casino. They're being held by Black Skulls.
Oh.
Oddly enough, a location with another task you need to complete. You can
Mhm.
multitask this.
Mhm.
There happens to be the body of a former party member somewhere in that location. But yeah, you could pull that off. You would be able to book passage at any point. I mean, depending on how you want to do it and how much you want to expose yourself, you guys could always just go east of Florin, get a boat to take you to Stillben, march down to Varden, go back to Stillben, and then go to the other side. Because Stillben, Tharbad's super sketchy. It has docks, but in its current state, probably not the safest place to go. Stillben Bayside. There's a place west of Monaco. Nazrim, Draymond, Florin are all the places that you could kind of dock and get passage at.
We could also potentially ask our good friend Lady Penelope to teleport us from Florin to Varden.
We can always ask.
But she is like 10 million years old, so I don't know if she can still do that.
I didn't underestimate her magic, but her specialty is in illusions.
Maybe
I don't
cats
know.
would like Florin. Florin's a nice place.
Perhaps. Either way, it's a gamble though. Do you think... I think they must have gone east. If they had carts at all, which if they're transporting a prisoner would make the most sense. They probably took the road toward Florin, and then would have gone south into the Dragon's Rest.
Wish there was a faster way to travel.
Transportation is not my area of expertise. I could make some inquiries, but that would be maybe back at the cart. And honestly, I really don't want to have to do that. He's retired and all. And we have been asking a lot of him.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's a good plan. Let's head back to the cart. Get it back on the road.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to stay like that, or...?
I guess not. Unless you want to make me fly too.
Let's not tempt fate.
So we're going to go into a trap.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to cut them off before they ever get to the ambush zone, but otherwise we don't have much of a choice.
Don't they have flying mounts?
You watch the duck that Misfit's holding just nod its head, like rapidly, yes.
Well, in that case, then they're already there.
Mm-hmm.
They have their
Alright.
ambush. There's not a lot we can do about that.
We just have to hope that we're stronger.
We're not.
What makes you say that?
I look at everyone and just don't say anything.
Vash is able to face them by himself.
Horrible example.
I mean, he was successful.
Do you remember how that turned out?
He got the shard. You're not wrong.
In a
Also killed him in the
2v1
process.
In a 2v1, he was successful in retrieving the
Weren't there
artifact.
multiple parties there against each other? I think
Yes.
there was like 3 to 4 different groups all fighting
There
each
was
other.
like 7 Black Skulls that originally entered. The twins were not present there. It was the bigger orc. They came after.
Well, Amelia, if you have a better idea.
I mean, we could not just get ourselves killed.
We're not going to get ourselves killed.
Oh, so you plan to get someone else killed?
No. Are you alright?
Yes.
Are you sure?
For now.
Because you
I mean,
certainly
I'm-
don't sound alright.
I mean, we've changed our decision on what to do 4 times in the past 2 days.
Well, circumstances keep changing. This is how the world works. Nothing goes according to plan. Everything is going to hell. The world is coming to an end. The continent is being invaded by demons. Yes, things are a bit chaotic at the moment.
Then if the world ends, why don't we just drop the rock somewhere and go off and live until the world ends?
Is that what you want, Amy?
Not really. I heard there's an plan to get off.
So, let's not do that then.
And I mean, we have how much gold that we could spend to prepare?
Spendable coin, well, we have what we have. And in terms of what we've plundered, that's another story. Then, how much would you estimate a fence is going to take for that?
With it still inscribed, you're lucky to get half, maybe.
And then we know he's going to take a cut. Still a substantial sum. Once we get to Varden, we also could always try and work things out. I don't know how amenable this Marius Blackwood is, but an explanation of the situation might temper his wrath, with the returning of the gold being a goodwill gesture.
Amy,
Mm-hmm.
you want to live, right?
Yes.
That's your goal?
Mm-hmm.
Then why are you still with us?
Because I have a revenant after me.
You sound like
This is fair.
So? Do you think you'll be the first he'll go after?
If I'm alone, probably. We also have the Blackwoods after us, the Black Skulls, the Arcanum, most of the law.
Bounty hunters.
I'm hearing a lot of us in these statements. You could just leave, take some gold, disappear off this world. I think you have pretty good reason to stick around with us. And I have stuff I want to do. So, if you want to live,
your best bet probably isn't with us. But I like you. And if you want to stick around, I'll protect you. But we got to do some stuff. Some hard stuff. Okay?
Fine.
Such a complainer. All right. Let's get back to the cart. Enough yapping.
We can start our planning once we got that.
So you're gonna fly back to Lenore, get the cart, and then go on the road?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Serena, roll a D100. Let's see how your horses are doing. I would say they are still flyable. All right. So where to now? Flying back to Lenore?
Flying back down to our cart.
Yep, to Lenore, then we're going east.
Do keep in mind, though, your cart will only be able to, unless manipulated through other circumstances, only get to the part where you, at least on the map, intend to head south. Oh, you're just going all the way?
We'll figure that out when we get there.
This was not the route that Serena was proposing we were taking. This was
That
the
they were
route
taking?
she suspected they may have taken.
Okay, so you're going to go east out of the woods and then go south?
We're probably going to, east out of the woods, and then either make a pit stop at Florin or, what's it called? Or go down to here. But we'll probably need to make a stop at Florin at the very least.
100% up to you. Not like there's a timer on the end of the world or anything like that. I'm sure it will be good.
Look, Serena has been trying to pick up supplies for like 3 towns now.
We don't need supplies.
You keep saying that ominously.
I have Outlander. I can get us all enough food and water every day.
I would still like some food. Because I don't know how much food and water there's going to be in a dragon graveyard.
I have good berries. Just a bunch of complainers. A lot of you.
I'm being
It's only one
practical.
complainer and she's very loud.
You're right, Bill. I'm sorry for lumping you in with the two of them.
Yeah, my complainer arc is over. That was up in Varden. When we get back there, I'll go back into it.
All right, so fly back?
Yep.
Without issue. It takes exact the same amount of time, but it feels quicker on the return back. You go and land. Do you land right where the barn is where you have it hiding, or do you kind of land and then right over there?
We'll land and then ride over there.
Sure. Easy enough to do. So you kind of land, make your way over to the barn. As you approach, you see like 5 different ravens just like perched on different spots around the area.
Good to know he's still here.
I wave to them as we ride in.
Dave will raise his wig and
Splendid.
Do you know how many sending charges you have?
Today, 0.
Do you think we could message? The player doesn't remember her name.
which one?
Becca, the Blackwood person we know.
Oh, Serafina.
Serafina.
Yeah, you've been able to message her with that issue.
Do you think we should be able to message her and tell her that we can't make it back to Varden and will be willing to make a drop off at the cave.
We never sent her the deal.
You know what? I did send her some incriminating message though. I should probably let her know the change of plans. Serena, can you tell her that gosh, what is our plan? We have decided to go with alternative means.
Yeah, let me just sort things.
The dwarf that's kind of sitting cross-legged on top of the wagon in a meditative state will just kind of sit there and be like, the girl had a good point. It just continues.
Hello, Mr. Edgar.
I'm assuming he was referring to me.
Oh, he was laughing. It's just Nobel sitting on top of the cart.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over towards Amy. If you have two problems, sometimes you can deal with them at one time. And sometimes those problems just happen to be able to deal with one another.
Mm.
So if by some means there was people there and other people were going to be there, whether that was where they were supposed to be or not, could turn out very interesting. However, it does put in a small problem of collateral damage.
Are you insinuating that some of our pursuers are going to make their way there?
It's like, why don't you let the young lass with the blue hair explain it to you?
Looks over to beside Amelia.
Don't the Blackwoods and Black Skulls dislike each other?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if they somehow found their way to the same location for the same item, what do you think might happen? We will just need to get Bluebird before things get too violent.
You know, you have a good point.
Hey, if you were smart enough and clever enough, you wouldn't even have to necessarily be there.
No, I'm thinking we do know of one of our attackers. If a certain little bird were to whisper in his ear that the artifact he seeks could be found at Dragon's graveyard, they may send their own forces there. We do still have the problem of Bluebird getting caught up in this. And we do run the risk of her being held captive by one, only to be held captive by the victor.
Knowing her, if they make a big enough scene and there's a chance for escape, she'll get out. But it's not guaranteed.
Then we should message her and tell her to be ready.
Okay. How do we get the other guys to show up?
I could tip them off.
Hey, we're tired of you chasing us. We'll do a clean trade right here. Just don't kill us. How's that?
Solid.
You could always cut a deal, too.
Got to deal with the people who are rewarded to bring their heads back to their dad.
Maybe if the deal were sweet enough, perhaps if they got something that they wanted, and you got something you wanted, perhaps they might help you.
I don't know if there's anything that we have that we could offer them that's not just what they already want to take from our cold dead body.
Too bad, because I can think of about 2 million reasons they might want to help.
Oh yeah, let's just. Do they even care about? I don't know. I just have a hard time believing vampires care about money at this point.
How do we?
Vampires not care about money? They live lavish lifestyles. I can't imagine that castle is cheap.
Mr. Roll a D100 for me.
Yes, sir. Nice.
Hey,
Roll again.
nice.
Ooh.
Not the direction you wanted it to go.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I actually rolled a 1 on a D100 not too long ago.
Mhm.
That hasn't come up yet. Don't worry.
You know, if the vampires don't want 2 million gold, the Black Skulls might.
Make sure you keep the shard safe. No one person is worth a shard.
That does raise the question of if we want to use the gold to try and entice them there, how do we get it there?
Serena,
Mhm.
I believe in you. You made a boat fly. You can make this heavy cart fly.
The small child looks slightly concerned and like grabs onto something nearby to hold on to.
Serena is typing.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab a drink while you are typing.
I mean, I could certainly try.
That's all I'm asking. And if it doesn't work, we'll figure out something else.
But are we just going to fly over and airdrop the gold?
Yeah.
How familiar with the trees do you need to be to jump between them? You said you could do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to be familiar with the trees?
For a short distance, no.
Hmm. You can't do long distances?
Mm-mm. I'm on to something. But, not quite yet, no. I need 6 level slots to do that.
One problem if we just fly over and airdrop it. They have flying mounts and can chase us.
I've never had an air battle before. That sounds really cool.
An air wagon battle.
Air wagon battle.
Air
We should
wagon
get
chase.
Guys, we need to get a cannon on our cart.
We can look into that, but
Rip Bob.
I think just flying over and dropping the gold may not be the. It would be the easiest idea, but maybe not the best idea.
Okay, well, first, let's figure out how to tip them off.
I'm thinking a direct method. Again, I can leak to them that they should go there.
Just
With
say,
the
like, what?
promise of.
We're fed up being chased? Let's make a deal.
Let's maybe not use the deal angle yet, in case we want to make a deal with them later. But if we tip them off, that 2 million of Blackwood gold is at this. Within the clutches, or within the grasp of Black Skulls, that might convince them to make a detour.
It could work.
Again, we just need to, if we want to actually put the gold there, we need to figure out how to get it there. If Penelope is able to teleport, she might be able to teleport it there, but... That's not a horrible idea.
Worst case, if we can't fly it, there is a road. It's
Mhm.
just going to take a little longer.
What will it be?
You going to send a message, Serena? I'm out.
And who are you sending the message to?
Yeah. So, are we sending the message to the Blackwoods that are after us? And Sophia? Who are we sending the message to?
It's a good question. What about the guy with the planar monsters?
I don't think we met him. We just ran into one of his minions.
No, the Blood Mage is the one that we would be sending the message to. For that group. But better question is, maybe we should get the gold first. I don't know how close he is.
Sounds pretty risky.
So, Nobel, are those your birds outside?
No, they're me pals.
Okay.
He points at the goofy one sitting on the tree that was waving at Misfit. That's Dave.
I like Dave.
He sits there waving. He falls off into a bush below.
I could also maybe just mention that the Blackwoods are staging an ambush to try and retrieve the gate piece at the Dragon Graveyard.
That would probably be better to come from Serafina rather than you. Like, have her find a way to leak that info without it looking suspicious because they're not allowed to ask for help or something.
I could mention it to Serafina for it to be leaked. Although I do worry about getting her in the middle of this.
She's family. I don't think they kill family.
I really think our best bet is just to say, hey, we'll give you your 200 million gold back if you come jump these guys.
It's 2 million.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, will you stop him from trying to get the shard?
Not be around the gold.
Yes. The best way to do that would be to make a dead drop.
Wouldn't they take the one of you who brought the gold, though, to hold them to find out where the shard is? Isn't that the whole end game for them?
No, what we would need to do is a dead drop. So we drop the gold off, hidden somewhere, and then if they go and deal with that problem, we'll reveal the location of it. We don't ever actually interact with them, not directly.
Or Vel could do her teleporty thing.
That's how far can you teleport, Vel?
No, I don't know. It varies based on how stressed I am.
Yeah, that may not be the best plan.
One quick question, though, not to be the naysayer. What's to prevent them all from not just killing all of us?
Nothing.
Other than
like
other than the fact that we're not there.
Well, I mean, we're going to have to be there in some capacity to get your bird. Seems like an awful lot of effort for a bird.
We definitely need to go to the scary dragon graveyard. I need to be there specifically.
Tough nut to crack.
Yes, it certainly is.
My boss said don't go in the cave, and we're not going in the cave. We're going next to the cave, so it's fine.
Your boss? Ooh.
Oh, her name is Mara. She's real nice.
Just complicate things. 'Cause
Never heard of her.
I can't be at the ambush zone with you guys. If things go badly, whatever happens, they cannot get the shot. So, I suppose, unless I can get a crash course from Marius on how he does some of his tactics, in which case I might be able to help you a bit more indirectly.
Or he just kind of giggles when you say that.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. That's just not how that works.
To elaborate.
I mean, he can do it. You can't do it.
It makes you so sudden.
I just know these things.
Never underestimate someone's determination and willpower to do something.
She just kind of smiles. I mean, it seems like the obvious solution to me is you need to find a way to save Bluebird before any of this happens. If we can save her and she's never there, then we don't have to worry and whatever happens, happens.
This is true.
As long as we have to be there to get her, if only one of us goes, we might not get her out. Or we have to get her before she gets there, and maybe they won't necessarily know that she's not there.
You're insinuating that they're not already there. Is there something you're not telling us?
When I messaged her, she said she was at home, right?
Mm-hmm. Or she thought she was at home.
And it hasn't been that long.
Mm-mm.
And Daisy said they left on foot.
Mm-hmm. East.
Do you know any shacks in the woods to the east that aren't yours?
Old Man Harlan was generally to the east of us, but they wouldn't go there. He's kind of gone.
There may be people. You don't have enough sending charges to talk to a bunch of people today, huh?
Nope.
If you, I don't think that.
Roll a D100, Misfit. Nope. I can't think of anything. I can think of a bunch of things. Dwarf cannot, though.
Went to the A's.
So you're insinuating that they aren't already there? Is there something you're not telling us?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, if they have flying mounts, they should have been able to fly there by now already.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying we need to find out where Bluebird is.
Yeah.
Rescue her before there's ever a meeting.
Yeah.
Just because they're supposed to meet there doesn't mean they're there now. It really doesn't mean that they're ever going to be there at all either.
Oh, that is true.
I mean, what if they're doing the same thing we're trying to do?
I should have just followed their scent. They probably went that far.
If we go south, we find nothing. where would they want us to not be? If we're here, our attention would be drawn away from something else.
A diversion.
Probably a trap. Unless they knew we knew because we knew we would do that, and they knew and they were just
No.
doing it in the first place.
That line of thinking will give you a headache.
And she just starts like pacing back and forth like 20 feet away.
Well, it's only been like an hour. You want to go back up and check, boss?
Well, you flew back, so that's 3 hours.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, we flew back already.
3 up, 3 back. Probably like late afternoon or something like that at this point. You fly back though, depending on how Serena's enchantment holds.
Well, we could certainly try and head back up, see if we can't pick up the scent.
Is there anyone in town who would know any more about this location we're going to?
Shack to the east.
How many people are going to tell you it's your house?
I mean,
Also,
few.
that was just entire speculation, by the way. Kister said that they didn't blindfold her, and she doesn't actually know where she is.
Serena, could you message her again?
Sure, what do you want
Ask
me
her
to
where
tell
she
her?
is.
All
Said
right.
she was blindfolded last time. Do you keep?
She closes her eyes and focuses, sends a message to Bluebird. Where are you? Any details would help.
I don't know. I think I'm home. Not sure. Smells the same. Blindfolded, can't see.
She said, not sure. I think home. It smells like home. Not sure, blindfolded.
She's
Can't
still
see.
home. Did they take her to the mountain house? Ah, it's so far away. It
Mountain
is east, though.
house.
Maybe. That's about the only lead we've got, though.
Does no one in this town have any damn information?
We could ask.
Where do you people go if you need an answer?
Oh, the
The
lady
bar.
that works at the bar is really nice. She knows a lot.
Fair. Let's go there. I'm buying.
Deal.
Plan our attack. Just need a little bit of liquid refreshment. Right. So
Oh, I forgot he's a
But yeah,
door.
I'll lead
Yeah,
him
he's
to the
a door.
bar.
Yeah. So you guys go over to Frodo's.
I'm glad you're coming with us on this one, Mr. Edgar. Do we want to show up as ourselves, or do we want to show up as someone else?
When I was walking around with Boss, people seem to really want to see him.
Not like we have to try to impress anyone.
Alright.
I'll go au natural. Well,
Yeah,
with clothes.
I'm just gonna tell everybody it's me, anyways.
I can just borrow one of Amy's wigs if I really care.
All right. So, anyone illusioning or hiding before you go in? You can have for your piece. So Nobo's going in normal. Misfit's going in normal.
Yeah, I feel like if Serena's the only one disguised, it's pretty. If they know the group,
Ari?
it's pretty obvious as to which one she is.
Ari will disguise self to look a similar size and age to her older sister. So you see like a Gwen doppelganger.
She's gonna go ahead and place her hand on her shoulder, see if it's an illusion or an alter
It
self.
passes through. And you
Okay.
like hit where the waist is and you get the shoulder.
She was just checking, making sure it wasn't, or confirming whether or not it was an alter self or an illusion.
Mm-hmm. It's actually very interesting at this point too, as you guys are kind of walking through before she transforms, Nobel kind of looks at her at one point. You look awfully familiar. Have we met before? No, I don't think so. Sure. Feel like we met.
Could just be
Have you-
another blue-haired child.
Couldn't have been a king. No. I'm just getting senile. Never mind. He remembers when he met her on Friday. He was there when we developed that under base bar slash whatever we want to call it. And she
Oh
was,
yeah, and she ate all of the food.
he was feeding her for days. Okay. So, is there anything else you want to do in town, or are we going back up?
Bar?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think we're headed to the bar for information
Sure.
on what's out there. I suppose.
Where is the mountain house?
He just wanted to drink. Mountain Home? Yeah, let me quit.
It's like up here.
Ugh, that is quite a ways.
Yeah. It's probably like 4 times the elevation that the standard home is at. Anything to do or up to the mountain? Or anywhere else?
I think we're drinking a little bit.
You're going to drink first. Okay.
What's the
I'll be at the
bartender's name
cart.
here?
Frodo.
Frodo.
All right, so you guys walk in, you see Frodo there. It's fairly full. There's probably like 30 people inside.
A lot to drink here these days, it seems.
She'll kind of wave as you guys walk in.
She'll wave and I suppose wander up.
Well, well. Look who's here. Pleasure to see you again, Misfit.
Hi, Frodo.
I recognize a couple of faces, a couple of new faces, though. Friends of yours?
Mhm.
And who's this fine man over there? And we'll kind of like motion over to the dwarf. And you just see this dwarf kind of stop. And he's like starstruck, just staring at this halfling.
Oh no.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's kind of helping
That's
us
like
out with the
that.
job right now.
Yeah. I mean, like the drool will come up. Yes, senior advisor.
Emphasis on the senior part.
Subtle.
Rude.
He kind of like will turn the other way a little bit. You slowly look back and you notice some of the facial hair that was there is like a little bit darker now. It's not as all gray. Like he's slowly de-aging himself through Mask of Many Faces like every chance he gets. It's like a slow, gradual de-aging process.
Not making it obvious.
I would like to buy a round for me friends here. Drink up. Yeah. Do I have to? Oh. Should we have left someone with that little dragon fella?
I said I'd stay behind like the last second.
Okay, so you're gonna stay with Seraphina then.
Yeah.
She's just like asleep on one of the boxes, very content.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, so you guys get some drinks. What do you want to ask Rhoda or anyone here?
It's right down the paranoid, or kind of a paranoid state. Checks for poison.
This looks like normal
So
drink.
with everything going on, has there been a lot of travelers of late?
Most of my business comes from locals. Occasionally a passerby, but a lot of the flow of people from the north coming south has kind of ended, and not many people south are coming north. Most of what we get is traffic through Florin. A little bit from Herrenford as well.
Any interesting swords wandered by?
Serena, this is Frodo. You can be straightforward.
Yeah, not really specific. Like, are you looking for like who, what?
Go ahead.
Frodo, have you seen any vampires?
Really a very oddly specific question. But no, I don't believe so. So I
Sporn,
guess I wouldn't necessarily know.
have you seen any weird, gross monsters lately? Because we saw one last night in town, and it was nasty.
Now, honestly, I can't say I've seen any gross monsters. Not really.
Okay, well that's good. So we have this problem.
Mhm.
Bluebird kind of got kidnapped by these two evil guys,
Oh no.
and they went up kind of northeast.
Hmm?
Do you know if there's like any houses up that way besides mine?
Houses. Not many people live up that. I mean, it's possible. Might just not know about it. Do you have any other information to go off of?
Um, is there anything else?
All the information you have is the envelope they gave you and the information you've been able to detect.
Okay, I'll show her the letter.
This
It's a ransom note.
who's this from?
Pair of tieflings that he had mentioned.
Dragon's Rest. That sounds so familiar.
You haven't heard of the Black Skulls, have you?
Shh. You put down.
Oh, sorry.
You can't just talk about something like that out in public. You'll scare business away. Not much, but do know some. He's going to stand there that whole time looking like that?
Give him a couple
yes.
minutes.
Old guy,
Uh-huh.
blink.
Oh, sorry. I haven't rested in I'm just gonna go sit over yep, right here. And he sits down like 5 stools away. Kinda odd.
Yeah, he's really nice, but he's got his quirks.
I'm gonna find out what's up with him. She'll make her way over and take a seat beside him.
Blondie?
Everything all right with you?
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine.
I know I haven't known you for a very long time, but I can't say I've ever seen you quite in that state before.
Oh no, it was just very and you watch he's drinking his drink like very quickly. You're not sure if he's just been missing drinking beer or maybe he just really wants a refill.
Is this someone you know?
Nope.
I give the bartender lady a knowing look.
She's just got like a smug dumbass look on her face.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I'll be fine now. Miss, if I could get another one. Whatever you have time, though. No rush.
Alright. I'm just putting it out there. I've only seen that in a very specific context.
He just kind of like looks at you. It's at this point he'll kind of flip the eye patch open and just look at you with both eyes. You know, that's not very nice. And it'll flip it back down.
I'm just saying. By the way, if you want, we could always dye your beard.
No need. And you watch, because he's just with you at this point, you watch as he puts his hand over his beard and kind of like strokes down his beard, and the gray goes to like a dark black.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there are other ways, but I'm just putting it out there. For non-magical solutions, trust me, it is always such a pain when you walk into a place that dispels illusions.
He just kind of smiles. Like, don't worry, I haven't met a place yet that can hold on to me. Except for that time I got arrested. Or that other time I got arrested. Or that time in the Underdark when we all got arrested. But you get the point.
Fourth time's the charm, right?
Yes, fourth time. Very well.
And then back to the others. Or pan back to the others.
What was it? Oh! I remember I saw that name before. Dragon's Rest. And she runs into the back where like her personal quarters are. And she'll kind of come out and bring out like a children's storybook. And she just starts flipping through the pages. There, Dragon's Rest. And you see there's like this picture of this cave illustrated in a children's book. That's why I've heard of it.
Is there any story with it?
Do you turn the page left or do you turn the page right?
Right.
As you flip the page over, there's like a little story that goes with it too. As you flip the page over, there's a large depiction of Jefferson.
Oh. And
It's
this
the
guy,
Jabberwock story.
this guy I have beef with.
They basically have him noted there, but basically his den, so to speak, is called the Dragon's Rest.
Oh.
Poorly translated, but I mean, it's just a children's story, though. I don't know what good that will be to you.
No, Jefferson is real.
Jefferson?
Yeah, this guy.
The dragon?
Yeah. He can shoot like eye beams. He bites me.
Hmm.
Live a far more interesting life than me.
It's not always a good thing.
Just kind of grin at her.
And it's not always a horrible thing, but I will say it does have that point. Like, I don't necessarily have to put up with many people like that one over there.
Who did she point to?
It's the Nobel.
Yeah.
Kind of fun, though, now that I think about it.
So what's his chances?
A little young for my liking, but who knows? We'll just kind of go back to serving patrons.
This makes things a little awkward considering I messaged Dustin's hag friend.
Do you know this creature?
Yeah, this is Jefferson. We go way back.
It's a very oddly specific name for such a creature.
Yeah, he used to haunt us like once a week to try to kill us.
What kind of? How does this happen to you people?
Well, okay, first we got cursed by a hag, and this is her minion, and she sent him after us.
Hags are. I actually dated a hag at once. Not recommended.
You know, my boss is a hag. She keeps me out of trouble for the most part.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't have anything against hags. It's just not good for my relationship stats for me. Anyways, did everyone get enough to drink?
Wait a minute. Are you sure you don't know Mara?
I absolutely do not know any Morris. I just avoid hags as much as possible.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say Bluebird probably isn't at Dragon's Rest on the Big Scary Cave. She's probably at my house. Maybe near Jefferson.
Does Jefferson live?
I'm gonna pull out my map of Curris,
Mhm.
and I'll point the scary woods area. This is where I saw him last.
Guess it can make sense. Then we shouldn't waste any time.
It's gonna be a little awkward because the hag that lives here does not like me very much.
A hag lives there? What hag?
Yeah, that's why the woods are scary.
Is that this Mara?
Oh no. No,
Oh,
Mara's
okay.
really nice. She doesn't live here.
Yes.
I think this is some sort of mud hag.
See? But she's quite proud of that. Hag of mud.
Hag of mud.
I'll have a field day with that one. All right. Well, I guess we should probably get back to the others. And what are we doing with the gold?
We're gonna have to ditch the cart again if we want to go up there the easy way.
Well, I'm more than happy to stay with all of this gold, if that's what makes you feel better.
Yeah,
No,
that'd be
you're not
great.
coming?
Well, someone has to keep an eye out on all the gold. Can't just leave it somewhere. Someone will take it.
They're gonna miss out
Nice.
on all the action?
Oh, I've passed my days of action. Besides, you have something far more valuable than any gold. I'm just holding the weight.
It might take us a bit longer to get up to the mountain house. Are you gonna be okay for that long?
Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll manage.
Okay. Well, just keep an eye out for more scary monsters because there were scary monsters last night.
Game monsters got it.
He helped us
Don't
with
worry.
one of them.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh,
Saw it.
I
Okay.
know. We'll talk about my fee later. Don't worry.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
We try not
Alright.
to hassle any of the barmaids while we're gone.
Oh, don't worry. I plan on staying right here.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, Froda said you looked a little too young for her, so you might want to tone down the dye.
He kind of he leans back, and some of the gray kind of slowly starts growing back in.
I'm gonna give him a pat on the back. All right, guys.
He just kind of holds on to you. Good wingman, Sam. Good luck.
Well, you beat me to it, Misfit.
All right, so you guys gather this information. You come back outside. What is the plan? And Serena, if you want to use your flying horses, I'm going to need one more D100.
Sounds like back up the mountain.
I mean, I'll roll to see how the horses are doing, but whether or not we're using them or not is to be determined.
I would say at this point, the residual magic from your first casting has worn off.
Okay.
So they got a good 6 hours of flight out of that.
That's certainly going to be a long hike. Granted, if they are still up there, that may give your staff time to recharge, give us some more information. We might be able to scout it out a little bit as well once we get closer.
I just don't expect them to sit still for that long.
Well,
Though if
I
they
mean,
know we're coming, less time we take, the shorter time they have to set up.
well, also consider this. It's been several hours, at least, 6, 7 hours? And they're still there. We first messaged them like midday. That's still traveling time. Why wait this long unless they intend to be there? Granted, I do agree giving them more time to set up or plot or whatever they're doing may not be the best, but I don't think they're going anywhere quite yet.
I mean, they don't know about you personally, but it sounds like they're just trying to kill y'all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Besides, what happens when you show up without a shard?
We duke it out like we would have done anyways.
But what if they have your little friend in distress? What if they
Yeah,
force you to surrender? I mean, you're very capable people, but you're kind of saps, so to speak.
I'll own that.
We do need a rescue plan.
I'll leave that to you.
I can try and weave some of my illusions to give her an opening. That certainly won't be the easiest task.
Well, if anything, they made the mistake of setting up on my turf, and I have ways of making them regret that. So, I think it'll work out.
Perfect.
It might be
Or
a good
right.
idea to approach sneaky like, and if they sense us before we can get there and get Bluebird out, backup plan. Any ideas?
Best thing I can think of is if we can make a notable distraction, I can try and get her away from them.
Fairly limited in my offensive capabilities.
Ari raises her hand.
Yeah, sorry.
What if they don't bring her?
Oh, she's definitely not going to be at the drop-off location. She's probably going to be where Misfit thinks she is.
Well, that's where we're going. Hell, I
As
mean,
long
if
as I
we're
can
lucky.
find a body, things will work out.
Well, if there's anything I could say, it's that your likelihood of finding bodies are probably fairly high.
If we're lucky,
I
maybe
will
they
go
will.
ahead. I'll take care to secure this building in this area. You don't worry about that. You guys just focus on what you need to do.
Hey,
Thanks,
mister,
buddy.
Yeah.
how long do you need for that body? What's the max time on that?
As long as we can find it within 10 days.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
You've now just made it. I don't need to care about her survival.
Hey, what is your plan? Are you guys gonna ride horses up the mountain, or what are you doing?
I guess it depends. Do we want to buy time for the staff recharge, or do we want to rush there?
What would the staff recharge do at this point?
You could scry.
Right.
On
You
her.
would not be able to recharge. It's later in the day. By the time you're getting here, like if you rode up, like it's already kind of later in the day. It takes several hours by horseback ride. It took you 3 hours to fly up there.
Basically, the question would be: do you want a long rest before we actually get up there, or do you want?
I think we're gonna have to. We're not gonna make it up there by tonight.
It would take you a good 9 to 12 hours on horseback riding through the mountain.
Yeah, so we could start, but we're gonna have to rest regardless, and I can scry then.
Okay.
The thing is, they're probably expecting us to take the road. So we
There are
have-
no roads, don't worry.
Yeah.
There's like known like paths that lead up through the mountains and things like that, but once you get past, so the nice part is where the mid-level is, there's other people that kind of hike around to those areas as well. That's why they have the high home. So when things get rough or things are a little bit more hostile, they could go up into their northern home where very few things would actually travel up that far. And then when things were better off, or if there's weather type issues, they could go to their southern.
Did we take those potions?
Yes.
I don't think we ever said, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant to say she put them in her bag, but I spaced on that.
Sure. So Tallulah's potion.
While we're in town, I could go ask Lula what the potions do, or if they're still any good.
Sure. I was going to have a look at them, but
Yeah,
directly
we're
from the tree's mouth, I suppose, would be a good source.
Okay, let's stop by Tallulah, and then we're gonna ride.
We'll want to get out of town first, but sure. We can
Okay.
try.
Long rest or
Alright.
no long rest, though?
We will
Let's-
end up
let's
long
start heading
resting,
up the
but it's
mountain.
going to be on the way.
Sure. Okay. So you head northeast, which is on the way kind of out of town anyways.
Yeah.
To the
First,
wonderfully
we're going to make a
large
stop at
Lula tree.
Tallulah. He's going to ask if she knows what the potions do, and then we'll make our way out of town, and
Sure.
she'll try the ocarina.
So you find your way to Tallulah. Are you going to cast Speak with Plants?
Yes.
Sure. What do you want to ask her?
Oh,
My sweetheart, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long.
hi, Auntie. It's been like 4 hours, maybe not 4 hours, maybe like 7 hours since
Oh.
yesterday. But yeah, we're looking for Bluebird. I think she got taken by some guys, but
Hmm.
we're gonna go find her. We stopped at the house, and I hope you don't mind, but we took some potions. Can you tell us what they do?
Well, what potions?
Oh, I don't know. Serena found them in a cupboard, hidden in a wall.
Hidden in a wall. I don't have any potions hidden in a wall. I have potions in cupboards, but they're all labeled and organized correctly.
Did Uncle have any potions? Were these his?
He had no skills for potion making. He can barely drink a potion on his own.
Gosh, yeah, I don't know where those came from then.
And they were in the house, you say?
Yeah.
No, there used to be an old man who lived in the house long before we were there. He died
Really?
many, many years ago. Yeah, like a good 300, 400 years ago.
I never knew that. What was his name?
Oh, no, never met him.
Oh. Dang, those potions are old then.
By the time me and Dirge found this place, I mean, we found some of his belongings and things, but not much other than that.
That's okay. I think maybe Serena will
I do
see.
have a,
what
I
they
do have a
are.
picture.
Eric raised an eyebrow.
And she runs over and she kind of will,
But she runs over.
She
I
runs
forgot she's
by
not
her.
there. She's like, we'll sit there and she's like, oh, sorry, I forgot. In the house, there is, it's in the attic. There's a red box, some old things in it, and there is a picture of him on top of it.
Okay. If we end up back up there, I'll go check that out.
It's really hard being a tree misfit.
Is this forever? Are you a tree forever?
I really don't know.
Do you know how to
It
turn
just
back?
kind of happened. Not really, but I'm working on it.
Okay.
It's really bad though. My memory is not quite what it used to be. It seems. Have I tried to remember what I had figured out before? I feel like I figure out the same thing a lot. I really wish I had hands that move.
Do you, I know that one spell that you taught me to make plants come alive. Do you think that would help you?
Don't remember. Sorry. I was just a little tired.
Oh, that's okay. One last thing. Can I have a little branch that I can put on my stick and take you with me?
Oh, of course. That one right over there is a good one. You can take that one.
Okay. I'm gonna very carefully slice off a little twig and I'm gonna plant it on my stick.
Sure.
Make
As
it
he's
root
like,
into it.
she's like, oh, what?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. It's like
And
a
then you
cutting of
just-
hair. It doesn't hurt.
You hear laughing. All right, so you do it and you craft it into like your own stuff.
Yeah, I plant it within my stick.
Easy enough to do. By the time you probably leave, we'll say it's like 6:30 as you start heading up the mountain. Anything else to do, or up the mountain we go?
That's all I got.
Misfit, when you get back, Vel's gonna toss something to you.
What's this?
It's a shark tooth necklace.
That's cool. Where'd you get this?
Remember that shark that ripped off the rudder of that boat?
Yeah?
Yeah, I finally got around to it.
For me?
For you.
Thank you.
Cool guys get cool necklaces.
Aww, I give Bella a hug.
Watch out for that necklace.
I put it on.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Easy enough
All
to
right.
do. Up we go.
Up we go.
All right. So, how long do you want to travel? So, it's going to take you a good 9 to 12 to get there in the first place. So, with it being 6:30, how late in the day do you want to travel?
Probably 6 hours.
And then let's stop at like 10.
Okay, so 4 hours then.
Okay. So,
Then
you
we'll,
guys.
Find a place to make camp somewhere hidden. Serena will use some of her illusions to help conceal the area as well.
Up there first. But you guys do start heading up that way. We will pause there for tonight, though. So I know a couple of us got to get up early tomorrow. So we'll pick back up as we kind of are heading up in that direction to go find where the supposed dragon's rest is. But as a reminder, we will not be here unless you guys do something different on Friday or next Tuesday, but we will be back next Friday.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yep, I'm not sure what, if anything, we will try to replace with. I'll see what's up in the next couple of days. Hopefully, we will be back Saturday with Brandon's game. I have not talked to him yet, so that's still a maybe. And otherwise, have a great rest of your week, everybody. Check YouTube, Rumble for replays. Likes, follow, shares appreciated. And I'll find us someone to raid here right at the credits roll. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Everybody.
Just for how many postings was it that we got?